Welcome to the No Complaining Challenge, and yes, I'm in a different location in my house now. This challenge is not like any other No Complaining Challenge that you might have done before. By the end of this challenge, you are going to see all of the regular benefits from taking a no complaining challenge, like feeling more positive, feeling happier, relationships improving, and more general success in your life. But you are also going to notice big changes in a lot of different areas of your life. Specifically, you are going to be able to get the result you want after taking this challenge. Basically, you are going to be a manifestation master at the end of this challenge. I'm going to tell you exactly how the challenge works. I'm going to tell you the type of complaining that you need to quit and why some complaining is actually necessary, and I'm going to show you exactly why this works so well. So why does this challenge work so well to help us be successful and get more of the things that we want in our lives? When we want to manifest something, we need to develop a mindset that we are definitely going to get what we want, and we need to imagine that we already have what we want. Those two things are fairly easy to just decide right now. You could just decide, yes, I'm going to have that thing, and I imagine I've got it, I'm feeling the feelings of having it, and therefore I've activated the manifestation. But the problem comes later on when you start to block that manifestation from appearing, and the way in which you block it is that you start to doubt yourself, and because you don't see the thing arriving as quickly as you want, then you think, well, it's never going to come, and then you imagine in your head that you are telling somebody that you didn't get the thing you wanted, that you are never going to have the thing you want. So you've imagined something different, therefore you've activated a different manifestation which is contradicting the first manifestation. Therefore you have blocked it because you've replaced the positive manifestation with something negative, with a negative manifestation, and that's why you don't get what you want. So we are going to change all that with this challenge today. In this challenge, you are going to stop complaining that you don't have your manifestation and that you're not going to get your manifestation. That is the objective of the challenge, to stop complaining specifically about your manifestations. As soon as you start complaining about your manifestations, even if it's just in your own mind, doesn't matter if you haven't said it out loud, you have blocked your manifestation. So we are going to practice not complaining about our manifestation. Now here's where this challenge is different from most no complaining challenges. What you do in most no complaining challenges is you stop complaining, full stop. You don't complain about a single thing out loud to somebody else. And if you've ever taken one of these challenges, you might discover that it's actually very difficult. I discovered this myself. I tried this with my husband quite a few times, and we didn't get very far. I never got to a place where I could stop complaining about anything, but it definitely made me more aware of my thoughts and more aware of the words that are coming out of my mouth, and that's always a good thing. But the main problem with these no complaining challenges, where you try and avoid all complaining, is that I don't actually think it's beneficial to never complain again. I think it is a healthy and positive thing to complain in a particular way. And the reason why it's beneficial is because when you make a complaint, you have actually recognized that there is a problem. And when you recognize there is a problem, then you can think of a solution. You can decide what it is that you want instead of the problem. If you never thought there was a problem, you would never want to change anything. So a lot of positive change in the world happens because somebody first recognized that there was a problem. So I don't think there's anything wrong with making some complaints about how things currently are. I think we should keep on doing this, but for it to be a positive experience, there needs to be some kind of change, and there won't be a change unless you go from complaining to deciding what it is you want, and then deciding that you already have it in your imagination. That's how you manifest. So it has to start with a complaint about what you don't want, then it moves on to deciding what you do want. So I am not suggesting that you completely quit complaining, because I think complaining is beneficial and there is a good reason for it. But there is one type of complaining that is very detrimental to your manifestation, and you should avoid this at all costs. And the type of complaining that isn't beneficial is future complaining about the future. When you start complaining about the future, about something that hasn't happened yet, you are predicting the future, and therefore you are imagining that this negative thing is going to happen in the future, and therefore you are activating a manifestation that this thing that you don't want is going to happen in the future. So this is how you block your manifestation, by complaining about future things. What I suggest you do is you carry on complaining about current things, but then very quickly replace that complaint with what you want to happen in the future, but try and eliminate all future complaining. So here's an example. An example of a current complaint is stating a fact. A fact is, I don't have enough money to buy my dream house. That would be a fact. You don't have enough money in the bank right now, right this very second. If you wanted to go and buy a house, the money wouldn't be there this very second. And that's fine. That's fine to state the current situation. You don't have to lie, you don't have to act as if or pretend that you have your manifestation when you don't. It's fine to talk truthfully and honestly about what you currently have. But when it comes to the future, what you want to do is you want to state what you want to happen in the future instead of a future complaint. So a future complaint sounds like this: I'm never going to be able to afford my dream house. That is what you want to avoid. Or you might say something like, I'm always going to be broke. When you find yourself using the words always and never, you are in the danger zone when it comes to manifestation, unless of course you are talking about something positive. If you use the words always and never and you are talking about something negative, then you are predicting the future and you are manifesting a future that you don't want, and not just for this one thing, but for all manifestations. Because when we use the words always and never, we tend to be generalizing about our current state. I'll always be broke. That is a very dangerous statement to make. That is an example of a future complaint, and that is what you want to avoid. Instead of moaning about the future and complaining about the future and trying to predict a negative future, it would be far better to expect something positive. So you could have a conversation with a friend and say something like, I currently don't have enough money for my dream house, but I am expecting this to change in the future. I am working towards saving for my dream house, or I'm thinking of a strategy so that I can afford my dream house. That is the way you want to talk about the future. It's not lying, it's being completely honest, but it's being positive about the future. So how does the no complaining manifestation challenge work? This is the way it works. For the next 30 days, you are going to try your very best not to think about or speak about any future complaints. And if you do, because we all slip up, nobody's perfect, don't beat yourself up, don't think you've ruined everything. All you need to do is to reactivate the positive manifestation that you want instead. So you have switched out the positive manifestation for a negative by complaining about the future, but all is not lost. All you need to do is reactivate the positive one again by making a statement about what you want to happen and what you expect to happen instead in the future. This challenge works really well if you buddy up with somebody. So if you have a friend that you see quite often, then it's a good idea to do this challenge together. What you can also do is you can ask the people that you are surrounded by the most, like your friends, family, your colleagues at work. You can tell them that you are doing a no complaining challenge and ask them to point out any complaints that you make. And you don't have to explain the difference between a current complaint and a future complaint to anybody who's not doing the challenge. Even if they point out current complaints, that's still going to be beneficial to you, because it's going to help you to recognize what it is you don't want, so then you can manifest what you do want. Because we are in a habit of complaining about everything. You go outside, oh, it's freezing, or I hate this weather, but you never ever think about, what do I want instead? You go outside, it's freezing, you say that to somebody, you've made that complaint, and then that person points it out to you and you think, oh no, I've complained again. But you think, okay, good. It's good that they caught this. I have recognized this. I'm now aware that I'm complaining. What do I want instead? And then you can just quickly imagine that you see the sun on your face and you feel really hot, and you can imagine saying to your friend, wow, this is really unusual weather we're having at this time of the year. It's really hot. It's actually t-shirt weather in December or something like that. And just imagine that quick conversation. You don't need to even tell somebody that you are actively manifesting in the middle of the conversation, or you can do it later, but it's better if you just do a quick imaginal scene while you're in that moment, while you remember about it. Or you could even make a joke about it and say something like, yes, well, it is December, isn't it? But can you imagine if it was t-shirt weather in December? Wouldn't that be awesome? And you don't even have to tell your friends, your colleagues that you're doing a manifestation challenge, and they might even want to join you in doing the no complaining challenge, but you are taking it to the next level by manifesting as well as being aware of your complaints, because being aware of your complaints is just the first step in the manifestation process. It's just that awareness of what you don't want so you can decide what you do want. If you want to join this challenge, leave a comment below saying I'm in, and come back in 30 days and tell me how much your life has improved as a result of this. This has made a massive difference to my own life. When I finally became aware of what I didn't want, I was able to manifest my perfect day because I became aware of what I wanted and decided that I could have it. And I've got a course in the description below that teaches you how to manifest your perfect day. And it's a very low price right now, so go and grab that. And the next thing that I encourage you to do is learn a bit more about the most effective way to manifest. So go and watch my video called What is Manifestation, which should appear on the screen now. If you want to see more content like this video, and now it's your turn to go and put your stamp on the world.